Welcome back to Faith with No Filter. Excited to bring y'all episode 9, part 1 today. Devin, you got anything for us?
Yeah, I reckon so. Do you want me to go ahead and pray? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, because that's not what we talked about before we started
Oh,
this.
no, so listen, in this, we've been kind of thinking how we want to do our season finale, kind of wrap all this thing up. So what we're going to do is we're going to open it up as a question standpoint for if you have a question for anybody's been on the show, if you have a question for us, send it to us straight to our page, and we're going to take I guess you say the big finale, and we're going to try to mash it up with something a little bit different, getting ready for the next season.
You can do that in comments, or if you don't want your name to be tied to your question, send it in Messenger.
Yeah, that's
we'll
fine.
leave it anonymous.
And if you want it to be anonymous, just say you don't want to.
And we won't put your name out there.
Yeah.
And I mean, if that's how people want to do it, that's completely fine. And anything through that next little thing we got going on, I know we try to keep it to us with what we going to do next, but this is something we want y'all to be involved with because I've actually had people stop me. I know y'all probably have too about different things.
Yeah.
Even if it's something about what's next for us, we don't mind touch base on that just a little bit. I reckon that's really all I've got.
Sounds good to me. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you again for the ability to come together and do this. And Lord, just to share a word today that hopefully touches someone, Lord. We thank you for this ability, and we thank you for your Son, Lord. It's in your name I pray. Amen.
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 Ty, we love you, and we're glad you're here, but you got to go. All right, guys, we are here. We have our guest this afternoon, Mr. John Hall. We've all been around John for a little while now. And what little bit we do know about his story, we love it. And I feel, have only scratched the surface of it. But John, I'm going to turn it over to you, and you tell us what might be on your heart, what is on your heart. And as questions arise, we will lay them on you, sir.
All right. First of all, on the way over here, I was thinking about this. I really wanted to get this off my chest. I heard a lot of people, they talk, after I give my testimony, they'll come up to me and they'll be like, dude, I just love your testimony. I don't really have a testimony. You know, I got saved when I was 6 years old, and I've been serving the Lord ever since. And I would like to just right here and right now say that is the greatest testimony of all. I mean, for real. I wish that I could say, you know, I got saved when I was a little boy, and I've just been on fire for Jesus ever since. But that's not the case. But if that is you, you have the greatest testimony that there is, and I applaud you.
I'm glad you say that, because I think people do get lost on that. Just it shows the strength and the unwavering love that you have just to lean on Christ for that long, that you stay focused and you stay motivated.
Absolutely.
To walk the path, man.
A lot of times people think if something terrible didn't happen to you, then you don't have a good testimony.
Yeah.
That can't be farther from the truth.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the best testimony of all. But that ain't mine.
Just get that out the way.
Oh, how I wish that it was, you know. So I start at the beginning. My mom and I don't really know the man that she conceived me with. And I don't want people to read anything into that like I don't love that. I have love for that man. I pray for that man all the time. But he's not my dad, you know. Okay. So I don't know. Just don't read into that anything that's not there. I love him. I forgive him. Anyway, they were 15, and they had this great idea to get married. They decided that if they got my mom pregnant, they could get married and live together.
Okay.
Great idea.
Great idea at 15 years old.
15. Problem is when I came along, they're like, what did we do? this is not a great idea anymore.
So this is what happened.
Yes, yes. So, they weren't ready to have a kid. They had me when they were 16. They weren't ready. I spent my first few years with my grandparents. My grandfather was retired, and so I was with him all the time. And pretty much from the day I was born, I've either had a hammer in my hand or a guitar. And that's all because of him. The things I do now are because I was raised by my grandfather, and we spent a lot of time doing woodwork and other things. But my mom, she would kind of get her things together, and she would convince my grandparents that she was, capable of taking care of me. She got divorced, and then she got remarried, and I guess I was probably 4 or 5 years old, and we moved to Texas with her new husband. Her new husband is pretty rough. He would beat the crap out of my mom, and he would beat me. I remember one night. I guess I was probably, I don't know, 4 or 5, and so I wet the bed. And I guess I had a problem with wetting the bed, and he had a problem with that. And one night, late one night, he come in the room to check to see if I had wet the bed, and I had. And he beat me pretty good with a tennis shoe, and to where he left bruises on my face. And I remember after he got done, he laid me on the couch and put an ice pack on my face. Really weird. I can remember him strangling my mom, holding my mom up against the wall. It was a very, very bad situation. We left him in the middle of the night, and instead of driving the normal way home from Texas, we drove up through Arkansas because she was scared that he would, come after us. And so get out of that, and I went back to my grandparents. Let me backtrack. While I was there was the first time that I had ever been sexually abused by a woman that was there to take care of me. She was my babysitter, and she would have me do things to her. And I guess I was about 4 or 5. Wow. So we go, and we come back to Mississippi. I live with my grandparents for a little while. My mom convinces my grandparents that she's got it together again. We move to Columbus. And while we're in Columbus, we live in a place called Castle Oaks Apartments. I don't know why I can remember that, but Castle Oaks Apartments. And it was rough. I mean, it was a rough place. I was in the first grade walking to school about, 3 or 4 miles away. Things I would never let my kids do.
Absolutely not.
No. I mean, you're in the first grade and you're walking to school. Great idea. We would go without electricity. I can remember going without food. And then, so while we were there, that's when I became sexually abused again. Some older girls that my mom had hired or whatever to keep me while she would go out and do whatever, they would sexually abuse me. So at that time, I didn't look at it as abuse. It was exciting to me. And I thought that that's the way it was supposed to be. I mean, I thought that was normal for the longest part of my life. And not knowing that those girls, they were older girls, that they had, obviously somebody had abused them also.
Yeah.
Usually when someone abuses someone like that, they were abused by someone. I'm not condoning it. I'm
Right.
not, but that's just usually how that goes. And so while we were there, my mom, she starts dating a guy, and This guy I would call the savior of our family at the time, man. He was, he's the man I call my dad. After him and my mom got together, things started not immediately
Right.
looking up, but number one, he was a protector. Like,
Oh,
I
wow.
never had to worry about was something going to happen to us.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't about to let nothing happen to us.
You knew you were good with the grandparents, but you never felt that when you were with mama.
No.
Right.
No, I was always scared on the, something bad's going to happen. I had to do a lot of fighting. It was just wasn't a good situation. I was running around with kids that were way older than me. They had a little gang. Like, seriously, they had a gang, and the leader of the gang was called Frogger. Okay? Because
I'm highly intimidated by that.
right? His name was Frogger. And the reason his name was Frogger was because back then that was a game.
Yeah, that was the video game, man.
He was great at it, or what, so.
Oh, hold on. So I got a concept here. So we're jumping from street to street because that's what you did on Frogger. You got
That's
from one
right.
side.
Yes. So they got their little gang, and they're all on bicycles, and I'm going with them.
Training wheels.
No, they're all. I'm going to say they're probably.
No, I'm talking about you. You was just.
No, listen to me. I rode on their handlebars.
Let's go.
I kid you not.
Come on, John. Come on, John.
Yes.
We got street stuff to do.
John up there looking like E.T.
It's crazy. But look, it was wild. It was like, I'm telling you right now, that little gang, like, we got shot at. I can remember I'm telling you, this older dudes in this car, they pulled up. We're at the bottom of the bridge. We're all out there fishing. Dude comes up and starts shooting in the water right at our feet because he's mad at, I don't know who he's mad at, but
Frogger.
yeah, Frogger, I guess. Crazy. Like, these are, yes. And look,
Green bandanas for sure.
Mom ain't got no idea where we're at.
No, clueless.
None. We'd go from Castle Oaks apartment to Columbus Fairgrounds to the fair. I'm on his handlebars, like, what are we doing here? 6 years old, riding a bicycle 10 miles away. You know what I mean? It's crazy. So, but anyway, my mom meets James Ferris. That's my dad. He's the greatest. And my life, it started making a turn. But now look, we wasn't living for Jesus or nothing. You know what I'm saying? My dad's a great dad, but he was a little rough around the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He
took care of man stuff, like
Yes.
we've said before. He took care of man duties, of dad duties.
Yes. While we're talking about that, you want to talk about man duties? Okay, my son had a shower today. Men don't go to showers.
Thank you.
Okay,
Amen.
we don't go to showers. Quit trying to make us go to showers.
Bridal shower,
Quit trying
baby
to
shower.
Yes, quit redefining what men do and what women do.
Barely take a shower. I don't even know what you're
Yeah,
talking
exactly. Are you going to the shower today? No, I'm not. No, I'm
One
not.
yesterday.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
They'll try to trick you too. They'll have it with a place got a lake out back. We're all gonna go fish. Well, y'all.
Yeah.
No, you're not. No, because as soon as you get there, the women throw that out the window.
Yeah, if you want me to show up, you don't put shower in there. Don't put shower. Say, hey, we're having a get together for, and then I'm gonna be like, well, I'm going to their wedding. I'm not.
That's right.
So anyway, yes, men stuff. That's what he did. We didn't have to worry. We weren't scared anymore because he was going to protect us. And so life got a lot better. But as I grew older, I was still into those. I don't know the words there. So those things that those girls that I would do with those girls, I thought that was normal.
Yeah.
And so I carried that. But I knew it wasn't something I could talk to adults about at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
So I tried to hide that. But growing up, man, I became what you call a predator. Now we see in the world today, when you say predator, people think, oh, he's going after young girls. No, you can be a predator and be going after women your own age.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so as I grew up, I got good at picking out girls, girls that I thought I could have my way with, and it sickens me to this day, you know. But I learned that if I met a girl, she didn't have a dad, or if she did have a dad, but maybe the relationship wasn't very good, I could have my way.
Yeah. About how old are we talking right in here?
I think 16.
Okay.
16. That's by the time you get your car.
Yep.
And see that's scary. You talk about that still haunts you today, because the three of us right here have daughters right there in that age group. You know what I'm saying? Early teenage daughters. That goes back to show you how important dad is. That
Absolutely.
Relationship, that they feel that security, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That comfort knowing dad's gonna take care of everything.
Well, I think it's always true. If they don't get it from you, they're gonna find it somewhere.
Yeah.
Comfort.
Yeah.
They won't
Comfort.
find
I like
what
that.
they need, but they'll find something to fill that gap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let me tell you something. I used to tell girls, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love you. You're the greatest girl in the world. And someday, some boy may try that with my daughter. And she's going to tell him, I know, my dad tells me this all the time.
There you go.
I have been affirmed.
Absolutely.
I already know this, Jack. But yeah, that's man, it's yes, shameful, and I'll get a little more into that about my daughter, and and a little bit later in my story, but I don't know that I through high school. Yes, I did date one girl that was that had a good relationship with her dad. Other than that, man, that's the kind of girl I wanted, and that's what I went after. I guess we started going to church though probably when I was 12 or 13. So we started going to church when I was 12 or 13. My mom told my dad that we need to start going to church because John is just into some, I don't know. This is the time when
Call in a priest. We got to get something going on here.
Listen to me. Like, you come into my bedroom back then, I had a big stereo with disco lights, and no, this is mid-'80s.
Yeah.
So, and I had posters on my wall. I was big into the Crew. I loved Motley Crue. Then I loved Guns N' Roses, and they played this kind of music. And it scared my mom. I was drawing, you're drawing skulls, putting all this stuff on my walls, and they were like, "Bruh, we got to get this boy into church." Now, I had spent some time in church when I was a little boy. I went to First Assembly in Aberdeen, and as a little boy, and they would sit me up on the front row in my little 3-piece suit, and I would preach, and I was prophesied over by the pastor there that I would be a preacher one day. So here we are when I'm 12 or 13, and my uncle still goes to that church, and so we began to go to that church, and I don't remember getting saved. I don't remember. I just remember that I was one person at church.
Yeah.
But when I would go to school, I was somebody totally different.
So what you're saying is you slipped your hand up and slipped it right back down.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Sorry, had to go there.
Yeah. And I don't remember.
Yeah.
I just remembered, hey, I'm going to be a preacher, someday, because everybody's telling me that I'm going to be a preacher. And I'm going to church, and I'm one thing at church, but I'm something totally different when I'm away from church. And I hated going to that church. Let me say this. I loved going to that church and I loved the people, but I hated my friends knowing that I went to that church.
Really?
That
Yes.
definitely wasn't the thing for where you was at.
Bro. I can remember standing out front of the church and my friends driving by and be like, God, why can't we go to a normal church? You know what I'm saying?
Said a normal church.
Yes. I like all my friends are at the Baptist church.
Dang, there went King Toad right there, man. I'm
And-
done.
Yes. And I just want to go to a normal church with my friends, you know. But y'all got me up in here with all these holy rollers, and when I go to school, everybody calls me a holy roller. Even though I don't, and I want to say probably that was another. So when people would call me that, or they would say things about the church that I went to, that would push me harder to prove. Kind of like Peter, whenever they would say, "Oh, you were one of those with him," and Peter said, "Oh no, I'll cuss you out."
Yeah.
You know. So that's what John would do. You know.
Yeah, that's good.
I would push further
Yeah.
into their world. And I just, man, so let me say though, now we had a homecoming at that church a couple weeks ago, and I went back, bro. I told my mom, I was like, so glad I grew up in this church. So glad I grew up in this church.
These folks paved the way, and I didn't even know it.
Bro, hey, man, awesome. So, but anyway, so I'm one person at church, and I'm somebody totally different when I'm away from church, and that's a very dangerous place to be. I still have all this sexual stuff going on, you know. I'm addicted to porn, and porn back then wasn't like porn today, you know.
A little bit harder to get
Hey,
to.
bro, you had to work for it. You know what I'm saying? You had to work for it. You had to stand outside the store and talk somebody into going in there and buying you a magazine.
I'm exhausted just trying to figure this out.
I can say just from when I was starting my journey in that addiction, or I'm still in it, I guess.
No, you're not.
At 12
You're
years
not.
old, well,
No, you're
I'll
not.
say that I'm not addicted anymore. But
That's
the
right. You're
struggle is
healed,
still
brother.
here.
I know what you're saying.
From 12 years old to now, and how much easier it's
Oh,
gotten
absolutely.
Yeah,
is insane.
yeah, it's crazy.
And I'm not even that old. You're talking.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
Oh, it's a
crazy.
huge gap for sure.
yeah, very, very. It's man, scary world we live in now for
Yeah.
our kids.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? But if that scares you for your kids, let me tell everybody that's listening that Jesus made your child for today.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So don't worry, he's got them. But yeah, so I've got this addiction going on, and dude, I wouldn't talk to God about it. I was so embarrassed about it. I couldn't. Who could I talk to? Who do you go and tell? You're gonna go to your pastor and say, "Hey, bro, I'm addicted to porn and masturbating and sex."
Yeah,
You know?
shameful.
Yeah,
It's shameful. It's
Yeah.
embarrassing.
Show ain't fixing to go tell my mom and my dad. He's not living for the Lord at the time, and I get a pat on the shoulder if I told him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is what men do.
Yeah.
And I'm not listening to him, not talking bad about my dad, because that's you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That he did the best he knew.
That's right.
That's you know what I'm saying. So I have this problem that I can't talk to anybody about. I feel like I can't. Looking back now, bro, I should have ran straight to my pastor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I didn't. And so time goes on, and I get out of school, and everybody thinks I'm going to go to seminary, but I don't, because for the first time, I really, really got some freedom.
Oh yeah.
Like nobody asked me when I'm coming home. Nobody asked me where I've been if I stay gone for 3 days. My life consisted of I would go to work, dude. I would go to work, and I would come home, and I would take me a nap. I'd take a nap from 4 o'clock until about 8 or 9. and then I would get up and I would go chase women all night long until the sun come up. And then I would go to work and I would do it all over again. And time went by, and some friends at First Assembly there in Aberdeen, they're like, hey, we're going to take the Royal Rangers to over to Bear Creek on a camping trip. Would you mind going along and helping the boys? Your brother's going to be there. My baby brother was going. And I was like, sure, let's go, you know? And so we go on this camping trip, and the next morning we go on our canoe trip. And I don't know if you guys have been to Bear Creek, you know where the waterfalls are. Mm-hmm. And so we go around that first little waterfall, and then around the waterfalls, I'm helping everybody that's in our group get around the waterfalls and carry their canoes down through there. At this time, that's all they had was canoes, no kayaks. And so we're getting all these canoes down through there, and me and my baby brother left. We're like, hey, we're just going to put in that little pool right there and shoot over that last waterfall. I mean, it's only about a 3 or 4 foot drop. You know what I mean? So we put in, but here's what happens. Our canoe shoots across to the other side and hits the rock. And when it does, we drift towards the waterfall, and our boat tips the wrong way. And so as it tips the wrong way, it fills up with water, and it traps me underneath it. Now water is rushing over the canoe.
Mind y'all, this is a 2 waterfall standpoint.
Yes.
The way it's steadily going. So
yes. And so now the canoe is full of water with me trapped under it, and the water is rushing over it. And it's trapped between the 2 rocks, so it can't go over the waterfall. And I'm kicking and I'm pushing and I'm kicking and I'm pushing. I'm talking about I'm cutting myself up trying to get this thing off of me. And I'm about to black out and breathe in water. And in my head, I scream the name Jesus. And when I do, bro, I'm talking about, you hear in the twinkling of an eye, you hear in a moment, you hear these things. I'm talking about like, boom, this thing pops up and over the waterfall, over those rocks, goes over the rocks, comes off of me. Bro, well, that right there, I was like, dude, yeah, I know what I got to do.
Yeah,
I got to live for Jesus. And so that's next Sunday morning. I was right there.
Back in the 3-piece suit.
Yes, sir, bro. Yes. Boom.
Here's that 3-piece suit.
Pimping up in the church, bro. And so I'm going back to church. Well, the pastor we have at the time, he says, hey, John, he says, I tell you what you need to do. He said, there's a revival going on down in Florida. You need to go down there. They're starting a seminary school. Well, you need to go down there and go to seminary school. And I was like, yes, exactly what I need to do. You know, I mean, I was called to preach. I'll just go to seminary school. Bro, remind you, I have not taken care of anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You heat of the moment.
You had that moment.
Yeah.
And
yeah. I haven't repented of anything.
Yeah.
And so I go.
Stop that.
All right.
Because we know just a glimpse of where this is going.
Yeah.
So let's pause that right there and wrap up this first part. And we're going to go to Brownsville to start off the second part. Sound good?
Yeah.
Come back.
See y'all.
Check out the second part.
See you part 2.